What is up, YouTube? This is going to be a unit breakdown for the new unit Ivana, who will be coming out, I believe, in less than 2 weeks. And she is going to be a Fire Soul Weaver, and she is honestly fucking insane. We're not talking just about like the size of her personality, but her kit is fucking wild. Okay, if you guys do enjoy, drop a like, comment for the algorithm, and subscribe if you haven't already. Let's jump right into it. I'm not going to waste anyone's time here. We're going to go straight into her artwork and her stats, okay? She is going to be a 117 speed base Soul Weaver Taurus, so same speed as like Diene and Amid, or Ahmed, however you want to say that. And now, when you look at her kit, you can actually see that her S2 has 4 passives. Okay, you might be thinking, Vic, that's crazy. No, she literally has 4 passives. Passive 1, unaffected by decreases to combat readiness. Passive 2, at the start of the turn, dispels immortality from all enemies, ignore ER. BBK, MLDN, maybe Scales, maybe Celine. Basically, any character that has immortality is going to get absolutely fucked over by this unit, right? We're probably going to see the Enclave just disappear overnight, because if this unit is not pre-banned, it's cooked. It's absolutely cooked, right? Now, at the end of someone's turn, when the enemy is granted immortality, spreads the sensor's light to dispel all debuffs from all allies and grants radiance. So you get 50% damage reduction if the enemy has immortality. Not only that, you're also going to get a 50% combat readiness boost on the S2 if there is immortality. So that literally means if you're a cleaver watching this, you literally cannot play Diene. It's actually so cooked, right? Unless you're first picking Ivana, like Diene is like almost like unplayable. So if you're someone that's been pre-banning Diene every single game in RTA, it's safe to say that you could probably release her from pre-bans if you're able to get this unit. And she is not limited, so she is going to be very, very helpful, especially for you new players that might be watching this. Gotta build her ASAP. Now, let's talk about her S3, right? I don't want to waste anybody's time. We're not here to see her skills. If you want to go watch her skills, like, feel free to do that in your own time. Her S3 is going to dispel 2 debuffs from all allies by offering whatever, right? Ignore sharing. Dispel 2 debuffs, so she's a cleanser. Great. And then it grants ignore sharing. So you're telling me that, oh, I don't have summer photogenic. I wailed for summer photogenic. I have 2 plus 30 summer photogenics and a plus 15. And now we have a unit that gives ignore sharing for free. Smilegate, I fucking love you, man. Not really, right? So we get ignore sharing, which is honestly insane, and immunity for 2 turns, which you have a cleanse, you get immunity, you get buffs, and you also ignore damage share, and you get a increased CR push by 20%. Like, isn't that kind of wild? Because if I'm reading this correctly, right, 22, 24, 27, 30. So this is going to go up to a 30% combat readiness boost, I think, because this shouldn't be showing the total, I believe. So that's kind of insane. Just think about all the characters that you can pair alongside her. The fact that you're able to ignore damage sharing effects obviously is an indirect counter to Lady of the Scales, not only because of the immortality passive from Scales, but just the fact that you're able to ignore damage sharing effects also is going to help counter what other unit? Estelle. Estelle, also one of the best single target mitigation units at the moment. This also allows you to kind of weave around her passive as well. So not entirely, but obviously having damage sharing effects is very, very helpful on any single character when you have Ivana set it up accordingly. Now, if we look at her S1 I would say is thank God. Thank God this is her S1, because these units that have been coming out, Witch of the Mirror Tenebria, Perfumer Biblis, every character has dual attack with highest attack, death break. For why? I don't fucking know. But don't worry, guys. Don't worry. It's all good. We got attack release imprint for the whole team, but it's fine because there's no dual attack with highest attack on Ivana. We're safe. We're safe. It's all good. It's just healing. So overall, I'm glad I didn't put that in there, because if they added that into Soulburn, I would definitely crash out. I'm making a post on Stove. Her artifact is kind of interesting. I actually think her artifact is not that good. And we talked about this on stream a little bit, but the reason why I think her artifact isn't that good is because there's actually a lot of openers right now that have debuffs, right? You look at things like Briarwitch Assyria, you look at units like Fire Litica, right? She's also getting a skin, right? So we're going to see her even like more and more, and she got buffed. A lot of these units right now that are prevalent in the meta in terms of playing aggressive are going to have a lot of debuffs, so this artifact almost gets nullified, where if you look at artifacts like Idle's Cheer, right, or Eternus, right, you're going to be guaranteeing yourself that combat readiness boost if there are those kind of debuffs coming in. So if there are debuffers, I would say this artifact probably isn't that good. Versus things like Luna, Briar, Litica, so on and so forth. However, I will say this artifact is quite good against, non-contact debuff units, or like contact units that don't have debuffs, rather. Openers, right? Units like Renak, units like maybe Amid, maybe Brigida, right? These characters that don't have any debuffs on their kits, then it does make sense because you're getting that 20% combat readiness boost and you're getting the free stat gain of the 30% increased effect resistance. So you got to pick and choose, right? It's kind of situational in terms of which Soul Weaver you're going to be picking in different cases. So overall, this artifact isn't limited, so I'm really glad about that as well, because the really big problem thing is this CR gain is going to be tied to the limit break level, right? So if it's like limited, very annoying, so I'm really glad that it's not limited. But I will say this is going to be very strong, I'd say, in Lunatic formats. When you get to those games like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or whatever, and you're looking at units like DJB, right, where you're playing for that resist angle, or OBL, then those characters might be able to benefit because they have really high res. They can cut forward with a 20%, and 20% obviously is quite a bit of cut when you're looking at units at like 250, 260, 270 plus. So yeah, make sure you put this on your wish list probably, because this artifact is pretty fucking good. But that's not going to be like until way later, maybe like closer to like July or whenever the banner is done. But yeah, I would say this Ivana character, very, very strong. Is she a must pull? Yes. Is she a pity unit? Yes. Does she have fat fucking zits? Yes. Is she a mommy? Hell yes. So yeah, we should pull her. I'm wailing for her. Not for her kit, but I mean, it's part of her kit. But anyways, if you guys did enjoy, please drop a like, comment for the algorithm, and I'll see you guys on the next video. So thank you for watching. Take care. Bye.